Our first speaker is Toastmaster Victoria Wells. Her speech is titled Our Club Values. This speech is intended to both provide examples for reflection and encouragement towards improvement. She challenges us all to push past effectiveness, to work together to create a club that does not simply tolerate but accepts and welcomes. Help us welcome Toastmaster Victoria Wells.
All right.
Don't you think you'd rather be remembered for what you do than what you don't do? When my coworker, Megan Hone, said this, I audibly gasped. You see, I grew up in a church that said a lot about all of the things not to do, but psychology suggests that we do better when we focus on the things we are supposed to be doing, when we set goals for ourselves. Now, I'm not implying that examples of what not to do can't be helpful. That's what history is for. We should learn from our mistakes, our ancestors' mistakes, and we should adjust accordingly. Does anyone in here know what the 4 Toastmaster core values are? And if you do, can you shout them out? Anyone? Ooh! I gotta say, that's not what I was expecting. All right, well, I'm excited. Our core values are integrity, respect, service, and excellence. The mission statement of our club is, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. This mission statement is only made possible to fulfill if our club lives out those core values. Our club has been recognized for excellence throughout many years, producing speakers that win at international competition, book massive paid speaking skills. We boast many distinguished Toastmasters, although you should have known the core values, and consistently exist as one of the largest clubs, not only in Central Florida, but potentially further than that. We have a culture of service. Did you know that the camera that captures all of your hard work was purchased by Tim Taylor of his own volition? Or that Tim Linger goes above and beyond on breakfast just because he loves you? Or that Linda Miller hosts parties largely out of her own pocket? Members consistently help clean everything up after the meetings and invite guests to continue growing our club. Let's talk about integrity and respect. Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles that you refuse to change. A person with integrity behaves ethically and does the right thing even behind closed doors. Respect is showing regard for others' abilities and worth, valuing their feelings and their views, even if you don't necessarily agree with them, and accepting them on an equal basis, giving the same consideration you would expect for yourself, or better. Demonstrating integrity and respect is crucial towards creating an environment that is supportive and positive and empowering. If you don't believe me, you can look up the loads of data that exist on that topic. As an elected member of the executive committee, I do not idly introduce these topics. I believe that we excel in promoting our values of excellence and service, and I believe we all have room for growth, including myself, in the areas of integrity and respect. Let's talk about what integrity and respect are not. Respect is not joking negatively during meetings about the personalities of other Toastmasters or speaking when others are speaking. Respect is not texting and emailing about non-Toastmaster related business without their consent. Respect is not commenting that even some of the women are good speakers. Of course we are. Respect is not polling members on whether or not they'd want to sleep with a celebrity they view as unattractive. Respect is not any action that harasses, stalks, is predatory, is creepy. Integrity is not waiting until after a meeting to comment about women because you think you're safe to do so, so long as you're only with men. Or being more concerned about the status quo than evaluating whether or not your actions are contributing to creating a more healthy club culture. You may think that a couple of jokes are nothing more than that. Maybe you think it's fun, or that anyone who says otherwise is too woke, and maybe I am. But some comments and microaggressions along these lines build cultures, and those cultures are the antithesis of one that is welcoming and conducive to learning. There is beauty in diversity and the sharing of many perspectives, and I have learned from many of you already. I have grown, I believe, as a public speaker and as a person. Because we're diverse, we are bound to have disagreements. But as James Baldwin, a civil rights activist and writer, said, we can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and rights to exist. Just last week, in an incredible icebreaker, Azad Havasan said, progress is intolerable in a regressive system. These are systems that are characterized by an erosion of values. They romanticize a perceived better time, seeking to restore a status quo in which inequalities are heightened or even encouraged. Please join me in ensuring that our club does not become regressive. Please eliminate a code of silence that protects the offenders and not victims. Please bring your concerns to the board. Please ask clarifying questions before you poorly react. A culture of respect can be cultivated through active listening and accountability, acknowledging failure, and extending kindness. Remember that you don't have to understand a person's perspective in order to empathize with their experience. Are you dedicated to the status quo, or will you join me in building a culture of respect and integrity? Let's not be sluggish about it.